After three back-to-back defeats and almost losing the hope to qualify for the semi-finals, Indian women's team have outperformed the New Zealand team and they have officially qualified for the semi-finals of the World Cup happening in India and Sri Lanka. A very warm welcome to all of our viewers. I'm Akarsh Kaushik. You're watching NewsX, and India performed extraordinarily in a do-or-die match against New Zealand and have emerged as the winners. The rain interrupted the play, but they could not interrupt the plans of the Indian women to reach the semi-finals. While batting first, India scored a humongous 340 runs, where both the openers scored an absolutely incredible century. I'd like to repeat the batting squad was what happened. Pratika Rawal scored 122 out of 134 balls. Smriti Mandhana scored 109 out of 95 balls, and a brilliant opening partnership resulted in India scoring a humongous 340. Even Jemima Rodriguez came in with a handy knock of 76 just out of 55 balls. That means that Indian batting is in classic touch and is absolutely performing really well. Even Harmanpreet Kaur has got the form, and the biggest problem was that then extra bowling option was not there. Now with this revised team, that problem has also been solved. But this joy, this delightfulness of India qualifying for the semi-finals might not sustain for long, and the biggest reason is that we might have to face Australia in the semi-final. And why do I say that? I'm going to explain to you in this video. First of all, you will have to take a look at the points table. At number 1, undefeated, is the Australian side. They've played 6 matches, won 5 of them, and they are undefeated yet. With just 1 match washed out by rain, they are at the top of the table with 11 points. At number 2, you have the South African women. They have also won 5 matches out of the 6 they've played. They have only lost 1, and with 10 points and a positive net run rate of 0.276, they are at number 2. At number 3, we have England with 4 victories and 1 loss. They are with 9 points at number 3. And at number 4 is Team India. They have only managed to win 3 out of the 6 games. They have lost their 3 important games, but still with a positive net run rate of 0.628, they have also officially qualified for the World Cup semi-final after defeating New Zealand. But what is the major important part, and what do I want to highlight for you guys is that, see, Australia is at number 1, and it's very difficult for them to move from that position unless they face defeat in the next game that they're going to play, and that is quite unlikely to happen. And even India, even if they win their next game against Bangladesh women, that will be the last official game for them, they'll only be able to go to 8 points. So it's very certain that India is not going to move from the number 4 position. England and South Africa have already more points that India will ever get in this points table, whereas Australia will possibly stay at number 1 and will face India in the semi-finals, and that is going to be a bigger challenge because the 7-time world champions will be a really difficult one to defeat. So the points table has been absolutely clear now. India has qualified for the semi-finals, but unluckily they have become the 4th team and the last team to qualify for the semi-finals. Australia has already qualified for the semi-finals, so has South Africa, and so has England. But why do I say that Australia will play India in the semi-finals? Because understand, there's a pattern for the semi-finalists. The team that finishes number 1 in the points table plays the team that finishes number 4 in the points table, and the team that finishes number 2 in the points table plays the team that finishes number 3 in the points table. Now, if you look at the points table very closely, Australian team is at top, completely dominating. They have been undefeated this entire series, whether be it in Colombo, be it in Navi Mumbai. They have outperformed every other team they've played. Whereas at number 2, you would like to see South Africa and England, but it will be very difficult for any other team to remove Australia from that number 1 spot. 7-time world champions, and they will not be removed by any other team. Elise Perry is in absolute great form, and so are are the senior players, including Meg. So that shows that India will have to play Australia. But let's come back to Indian team and analyze what went right for them in the New Zealand match, which was not going right before that. Before that, you had 3 consecutive losses. You lost with 4 runs against England. But before that, against Australia, Australia chased down the greatest and the highest ODI total in women cricket history. Australia chased down 330, and your bowlers could not even defend that. The biggest problem was that Indian bowlers, Harmanpreet Kaur, did not had any option for the 6th bowler, and that's why too much dependency on the batting made them come to this situation. Even if you analyze the match against South Africa was 81 for 5 and they were chasing 250. So you had 170 runs to score and only pick 5 wickets, whereas you still ended up losing that match. So it was not very difficult to find out what is wrong with this Indian team. It was clearly the bowling. But in the last match, with coming in of new bowlers, especially Renuka Sharma, they actually got back to their side and they gave confidence to their bowlers. Now, if you want to look at what exactly happened with New Zealand, is that their batting not just performed, it was also the bowlers. It was also the bowlers who actually held on to the game. If you would like to look at the squad, I think this will remain the squad for Indian team. It'll be Pratika Rawal, it'll be Smriti Mandhana, then it'll be Harleen Deol, then it'll be Harmanpreet Kaur. So the top 4 batting will be same, but at number 5 you'll get in Jemimah Rodriguez, there'll be Deepti Sharma, there'll be Richa Ghosh, then Sneh Rana with the bowling, Sneh Rana, Kranti God, Sri Charni and Renuka Singh. This addition of an extra bowler has turned the tables for Team India, and they would hope to continue doing so. So now India has their team set, their team combination set. They do have a few matches left. They have matches left against Bangladesh women, so they would want to seize that with a victory and actually go with the confidence into the semi-finals. But there's no doubt about that. Looking at the points table, Australia might be the one we face into the semi-finals, and we do not have a great record against them. Every team in the semi-finals, we have bad records against them. We haven't won against South African women in the past 12 years in any World Cup. So we are at a disadvantage, but this time we aim high, we aim for the World Cup.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.